Today, on West Chicago Mountain Railroad, we're going to talk about the Matt and Matt O-Scale Trains podcast and the Discord server. Stay tuned. Hey folks, Matt here, West Chicago Mountain Railroad. Thanks for coming back to the channel, I do appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the Matt and Matt O-Scale Trains podcast that I run with two of my friends, and we're also going to talk about our Discord server. Alright, so first thing first, let's talk about the podcast. Now I run a O-Scale based podcast with my friends, Matt Train Lover and Johnny from the Automus YouTube channel. I will put their links in the video description. Now, we've had this podcast for around 17 months, and Johnny joined us about a couple episodes ago. We've been running strong. We actually hit a couple of milestones. We just passed 10,000 downloads. So we've had just an incredible support from the community, and we're just really happy that we've reached that milestone in, under 2 years. The second milestone we made was 1,000 downloads, 1,000 plus downloads on our latest episode where we talk with Ryan Kunkel from Lionel and Eric from Eric's Trains about the Lionel 2022 Big Book catalog. So that was pretty successful. People are still downloading it today. We're really happy where that episode landed. So I wanted to take this time to go over what our podcast is and how you access it. So a podcast is basically a recorded radio show, and it's based on or cut into different or multiple episodes. So those episodes could be based on, at least for us, how to wire a layout, buildings that you could put on your layout, podcast interviews with O-Scale content creators, and catalog shows like we did recently with Lionel and Eric. And all of these things are compiled into one episode. They range from about an hour to 3 hours. Now, the latter usually doesn't happen. Our episodes are usually around the hour mark. That's kind of where we want to end up being because, we don't want to make them too long and then people lose, attention spans. But we want to make it long enough where we can provide, acceptable information for our listeners. And how you access these podcasts are with podcast apps. So you can use your phone or your tablet or your PC or your Mac. You can open up the respected app that's used on that particular platform, and you can basically look up our podcast and subscribe to it and download all the episodes. Now, I will do a little bit of a visual tutorial here in a minute, and I'll show you kind of what the podcast looks like on a Mac, how to search for it, how to subscribe to it, and just like how to play it. Now, if you already subscribe to us or you understand podcasts, well, you can skip this, but I'm really trying to help those folks that aren't sure, maybe on the fence, and don't really know what a podcast is. Okay, folks, so what we're looking at here is the podcast app on my Mac, and what I'm going to show you can be basically applied to all the other apps out there, whether it be on your phone or your tablet or your PC. I'm going to basically you're going to open up your podcast app, and you're going to find the search bar, and you're going to type in the name of our podcast. Now, you don't have to type in the whole thing. I'm going to put Matt and Matt O-Scale, and you're going to get a bunch of hits. We should be the first or second hit. You're going to go ahead and click it. And what's going to show down here, again, this is going to show a little differently for other ones, but you basically want to follow or subscribe to our podcast. And here on the Mac, this button checkmark shows that I'm following this podcast. And what happens is when you follow or subscribe to us, you get connected to our RSS feed. And then whenever we, send out new episodes, whatever app you're using for your podcasts will get our updated episode and it will show here in the list. Now, it usually shows it sequentially from latest to first. And as you can see here, it is episode 34, which is our latest one, the Big Book Catalog. And just to use it, you just basically click it. I'll click the play button here, and it starts the podcast. Now, I'm already kind of a couple seconds into it, but
Matt and Johnny, how are you guys doing tonight?
And that's it. And you can pause it and play it all you want. Usually, if you have multiple versions of this in different places, depending on if you log into an account, it will remember where you left off. So a lot of people play this in your car. I have my phone connected to my car. So if I listen to a podcast at home and I pause it, I go in my car, it'll remember where I left off. So that's kind of cool. But again, folks, if you have any questions or, any concerns, please feel free to reach out to me and I will help you as much as I possibly can. So the second item I wanted to go over is our Discord server. It's technically the Matt and Matt O-Scale Streams podcast Discord server, but obviously everybody is invited. Folks from this channel, you don't have to be subscribed to our podcast to join our Discord. We open it up to all model railroaders out there. And a Discord server is basically a community where people can talk, chat, put on headset. You can do voice chat with folks. We are in there, the three of us, the hosts of the podcast, every day. We are, I think, over 70 users now in our server. We have moderators up all the time, so they're making sure that everyone is safe, everyone is treated respectively. We cut out the nonsense. We don't believe in stuff like that. We run our Discord server like we do our podcast, right? We keep everything clean. We want to talk about trains because that's the most important thing, and we leave everything else, for people to, visit other places if they want to talk about, religion or politics or stuff like that. We don't want that in our server. We want to talk about trains because that makes us happy. That's our hobby, and that's what we want to focus on. Now, I will be putting a small video tutorial on the Discord server, what it looks like, the channels that we have set up, and just a basic understanding of how to navigate it. So stay tuned for that right after this particular segment. Okay, folks, so let's go ahead and go over to the Discord. Now, when you click the link and you create a Discord account, you will be put into our server. This is probably the first channel that you're going to see. This is laid out basically with channels. Now, I do want to point out that when you do join the Discord, there is a bar on the left-hand side and there's a bar on the right-hand side. The left-hand side has your list of servers that you're connected to. Now, obviously, you can be connected to multiple Discord servers. And on the right-hand side is the list of people on the particular server that you're on. Now, due to privacy reasons, I don't want to display those right now. But if you do join, you will see two bars on each side. Now, the channels here on the left are basically divided into, basic categories. So we have a channel for the README, one for introduce yourself. We have one that lists all of our episodes. We have one for people to post photos. There's a buy and sell channel. There are layouts and collection, train literature. We have a train sim one where you can basically post, if you're into the train sims, you can post it there. Now down here under voice channels, this is where you can go to connect to one of our 4 voice channels. You put a headset on and you can connect to any one of these channels and you can talk with anybody else who's in that channel. And then these are the channels that are associated with these voice chats. So again, it's really fun. You get to interact with people who love O-scale model railroading, very down to earth. Again, we are heavily moderated. We are always watching just to make sure everyone has a fun time and everyone is treated with respect. Again, folks, if you have any questions, just please feel free to reach out to me. All right, so hopefully the tutorials that are shown can shed some light on the subjects for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or one of the other hosts for the Matt podcast. Again, I will put all their contact information in the description below. I will put a link to the Discord. It is free. I should state too that both the podcast and the Discord are free. There are no charge. We don't have any kind of commercials that pop up. There's no advertising popping up on you. So it's basically free for you. It's you might have to create a Discord account to get on our Discord server. You'll be asked a few questions about, abiding by the rules that we have in place. After that, you pop in, you're in the Discord, you're talking with fellow O-scale model railroaders. So now we are going to run some trains now. So I can't have a YouTube train video without running some trains. So again, folks, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, I would, again, it really helps the channel, lets me know that you're watching, and, enjoy the trains.
stop is Kansas City.
Watch yourself.